I want to talk a little bit about helicopter money. It's a term maybe you've been hearing lately. It's actually something that I did a video on several months back, maybe a couple of videos. I don't know. I've written about it. Helicopter money is a term that was coined by the economist Milton+Friedman, where he said, hypothetically, suppose a helicopter flew over some town and started dropping, $100 bills. It was supposed to be a thought exercise about, or I guess describing how what would happen if the central bank just created money. Now, there's a lot wrong in this because I think it was originally stated sort of in the context or alluding to the central bank just distributing money to people, but the central bank cannot do this. Okay, the central bank is a bank. It can lend money against collateral. It can buy assets, in which case that's just an asset swap. It could, provide deposit reserves in the banking system in exchange for something else. But it can't just send out money. It can't just send out checks to people. The fiscal authorities, the Treasury can. That's the government. But that's a different thing. Okay? So people who are going around, by the way, Kyle Bass, once again, is talking about, well, this is inevitable. They got to do helicopter money now. They're already doing helicopter money. Hello, that's called deficit spending, okay? And it's going up in the United States. It's going up in China. So it's not something which is, oh, helicopter money. They're already doing helicopter money. Maybe they could do more. But the central bank cannot do helicopter money. Newsflash, I'm letting you know. The Fed is not authorized to just send money out to people. Now, maybe Congress would come together and decide, you know what, we don't want to make that decision ourselves, so we will allow the Fed, by a change in its bylaws and its charter, to go ahead and send money out to whomever it wants. We okay that. Now, I doubt very much that's going to happen, okay, because you know how crazy they are about the Fed, and you need it audited, and printing money. But helicopter money is deficit spending, and it's going on. It's going on, okay? It went on in 2009 big time. Okay, it's going on now a lot less because the deficit is lower. It's about 500 something billion compared to, or 400 something billion compared to 1.5 trillion back in 2009, 2010. We have helicopter money. That is deficit spending. That is helicopter money. The central bank cannot do helicopter money. So when you hear people like Kyle Bass saying, oh, that's the next step, sorry. They have no authority to do helicopter money. They can lend money. Lending money is not helicopter money. There's a difference. When you get a check from the government, that's yours to keep. When you get a loan from the bank, yeah, you get a deposit in your checking account, but you got to pay the bank back. You get, every month you got to make payments, or whatever the term is. So it's called horizontal money. Right? There's no real net change. The bank gains. They get the net change because you got to pay them interest. All right, so you're actually poorer. But when the government sends you a check, that's yours to keep. All right, it doesn't come with a corresponding liability. When the bank makes you a loan, doesn't matter what that loan is, $10, $100, $1 million. Yeah, you got $1 million asset, but you also have $1 million liability. So your wealth, your net worth did not go up. Now, you might use that to buy an asset, and that asset price might go up. So you might have been savvy in the use of that debt to create some wealth for yourself. But it's, in the net scheme of things, it all adds up to zero. The government could give you money. So that's what helicopter money is. Central bank cannot do helicopter money, at least not the way it's set up right now. Maybe Congress will change that rule, but I doubt it. Central banks cannot do helicopter money. Repeat, That's wrong. They cannot do helicopter money. And helicopter money is happening all over, because pretty much everybody's running a deficit. The United States running a deficit, China's running a deficit, even the EU, believe it or not, with probably the exception of Germany, they're running small deficits. So helicopter money's happening, just we need it to happen more. But the best way to use helicopter money is to use it to create real assets. Rebuild the roads, infrastructure, airports, transportation, education, healthcare, basic science and research. That's a good use of helicopter money, not just giving everybody a check, although I wouldn't be against that, but I'd rather see real assets created. Put the private sector to work, put people to work, create the things we need that we use to not just create wealth, but that we pass along from generation to generation. So we got helicopter money. We already got it.